All right, cool. Just leave that part. Leave all this in there. I like when people see like raw, real stuff. Okay, cool. So in this video, we're talking about the mindset that it takes so that you can run a successful insurance agency. There's a lot of ups and there's a ton of downs, and then there's a bunch of stuff in between. So let's dive into it. All right, so like I said, there's ups, there's downs, and everything in between. But what can you do to make sure you're dialed in and not steering off track when the ups happen and the downs happen and nothing happens? Because like I said, there's days where you get amazing policies and there's days where your biggest customers will cancel on you, and you have to be ready and mentally prepared for that. And then there's days where literally just nothing happens at all. So just remember, this is the point I want to try to make here, is that just remember that regardless, like if you thought that the insurance agency like that you started was from day one, like day zero to 6 months in to a year in to 2 years or 3 or 4 or even 10 years in, was just going to be this linear kind of progressive growth, until you got to $10 million in premium. If you thought it was going to be like that smooth little linear like growth that was going to happen, you're completely wrong. Like you need to keep in mind that the path doesn't look straight like that. It looks like this. Like it's just like up and down, and all you can really do is be mentally sharp every single day, being trained super well in service, in sales, in marketing, and just doing your 100% every single day and showing up and inspiring your team to do the same thing, because that's all you can take control of is your 100% and your day in this present moment. There is no, there's no future, there's no past. All you can do is take control of what's happening right now and being aligned in the right vibration, like me and Kelly were talking about, some good stuff. Just also believing. One thing I wish that I understood earlier, and I talk about this with other successful friends that are in real estate, insurance, whatever they may be in, they always set these goals of, let's just say, like, they wanted to make $500,000. They set these goals of $500,000 to do in the next 3 years. Boom, they get to it. And then they always look back and they realize, wow, after these 3 years, I hit the 500,000. And they always look back and they're like, dude, I could have done more. Like I probably could have gone further. So why not believe that now? Like why do you have to wait till 3 years so that you can believe that you could have done more? Like believe it right now. Like you should. When you're talking, and this is the thing, especially for people who are just getting going 1, 2, 3 years in. I'm only passing my 4th year. We're going on 5. But when you're talking to the big CEO, and this is something that I've learned, is believing 100% that I deserve these deals. And because of the consistent work and effort that I've put in, I've almost like sold myself on the fact that I deserve to be closing this giant deal. I'm like, there's no fear inside of me because I'm like, dude, I went through the shit to get to this. I've stayed. I came in early. I stayed late for 3 years straight, and I sacrificed money. I lived with my parents for a while. Sold my car, got a shittier car. Excuse my language. And did all the stuff that and when I'm sitting there talking to the CEO, there's a fire inside of me that's saying like, dude, I believe that this is the right thing, and I know that everybody in my team and my family and everybody around me depends on this deal for me to close, and depends on me to do this, to grow this agency. So that's where my confidence and certainty comes from, is because I'm putting in the work, and on top of it, I'm doing the mental work on my own, like on my own time, to believe that I deserve these wins and success. And also, when I'm out and about and I see a homeless guy, like, dude, I'll give him a $50 bill. I'll be like, dude, here, man. Because there's times I literally remember sitting in my car one day, in my junky car right now that I'm driving, and had a $50 bill in my glove box, and there was a homeless guy standing right there, and I was like, I want to give him a few bucks, and I realized I only had a 50, and I thought to myself, I was like, Chris, if you're ever like, you will, I literally, this thought went through my head. It said, Chris, if you will never be rich if you can't give away 50 bucks. Like if you can't give away $50 to somebody, you will never be rich. And at that moment I was like, dude, I just literally grabbed it. It felt weird because I usually don't give like a random guy 50 bucks. But I was just like, here, man. He was like blown away. He was like, are you sure? He said, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, man, like go for it. Enjoy. Have a great day. He was stoked. It made me feel amazing. I literally went and I remember closing a huge deal after that. And so that's the point, is that you need to put yourself in the right mind space and mindset to do these things and align yourself. Do the stuff that is actually what a huge successful insurance agent or real estate agent or whatever might do. Like act the part and believe the part. And then finally, remember that there's ups and downs, especially in this business where a 90% retention rate on your book is an excellent retention rate. A lot of agents would agree. So if you have $1 million book and you're retaining at 90%, that means 10% of your clients are canceling every single year. You're losing $100,000 in premium a year. That means in order to even just break even, you minimum need to sell $100,000 in premium just to break even on your cancellation rate. So especially if you're at 10 million and you have, let's just say, a 90% retention rate, you're losing $1 million in premium a year. So you need to be selling 2 to grow $1 million. Does that make sense? So hopefully that does make sense. Remember that the path looks like this, and don't get too high on your highs. Don't get too low on your lows. Don't feel weird when nothing's happening, and get after it. Make it happen. Believe in yourself, and hopefully you can see that's kind of where my mind is at on a day-to-day basis, and just keep putting in the work. That's all I got. Peace.